Okay, so
let's get Levy up here, shall we? Steve Levy, you in the house?
Hi, everybody. What's going on?
How'd you think that went, Steve?
I thought it went great. Jamali's great.
Yeah, I really like him.
Yeah,
we like hit it off as soon as we met.
I know. I'm glad I set that meeting.
Yeah. Oh, you did.
That was me.
Okay. Well, maybe I don't like him. I control my fate, is what I'm saying. Like,
all right.
What's going down, Levy?
I'm going to start exercising.
Get back on the tread thing.
I'm going to. I saw a video. I saw myself from the side. I saw it.
Which video?
Ryan Elder. This guy does music for Rick and Morty. There's a shot of me talking on the phone from the side, sitting, and I am just a ball of. And it's, if you're fine. Don't think about I have to if you're happy like fucking you're perfect. Like I have an issue. And I'm old and I need to it's about cholesterol for me. It's not about how I look. I have a fucking perfect life. If I thought I could live for 1,000 years, I wouldn't do anything physically. It's that I'm worried about. I don't want to make it to 69.
I believe you.
Not for the bit.
Oh.
Because I can see that roughly men who in America who have achieved a little bit, they're tending to drop off at 69.
Nice.
And then it's like, I don't want to live to 80 if it means I never did acid. I did lots of acid. I can take 69.
How much acid?
What kills you at 69? I don't know. No, I don't. I did acid, let's say 8 times in my life.
Did it change your life? I had a friend who he did acid and he was a different person after that experience.
In a good way or a bad way?
No, in the best way. Yeah.
Oh, really? What?
He
joined the Army Rangers. His name is Matthew.
My friend
McConnelly.
No.
He's like, I gotta get out. I got a country to serve, and he left.
My friend Jeremy, he grew up in a house, 2 chiropractors, and his mom wouldn't let him take any
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say he lived between 2 chiropractors?
No. His parents are 2 whatever.
Okay, I got drunk.
I don't know. He wasn't allowed to take prescription medication, so he always lived in fear. And we lived in a bubble town, and he always thought he was going to get sick and die. And we went to college, and there was a day where he did acid with a couple friends of mine, and the world opened up to him. He started asking questions about society and religion and the education system and just things he never thought about. And
I mean, you see a lot of talk on intervention about, pot's a gateway and all this stuff. But I'm I will say, and I don't want any lawsuits because I'm talking to anyone 20 and over. Acid it's a decent truck stop to stop at. Just to check out before you turn 30, because after 30, you're gonna be you're gonna take acid and you're gonna be like, I haven't done my taxes. Why am I doing acid if I didn't do my taxes? But when you're 23, I'm only speaking from my experience. It was just I'm the biggest. The word pussy's not really. I'm trying to outmode that, but I was the biggest pussy in the world about drugs and stuff. But when I was in my 20s, I was like, what? How might this kill me? And as a result, plus being lucky, I did acid and mushrooms and stuff like that, and I do think. They give mushrooms to PTSD people, PTSD people. It's like the fucking Fraggle Rock. There's PTSD people in the corner. They're dozers or whatever. people with PTSD, they've clinically. I get all my news from NPR, but the psilocybin, like it clinically gives you a sense of perspective that until you get it, you don't have it, and that can actually be incredibly helpful for things that we haven't otherwise figured out how to treat. Anyways, explained it to you.
Spencer, did you ever do the acids or the mushrooms?
No, I haven't done my taxes. No, I was just, what if you do your taxes and then take acid? And
It's the
like,
best,
I did
man.
my
It's a dream.
taxes!
You get so high.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can actually fly.
That's awesome.
It's the only way to celebrate doing your taxes.
The first time I did it with our friend Matt Young in a little back house in Echo Park, and it was like it was surrounded by trees, and it was really safe. And he's like the perfect guy.
Mushrooms or acid?
Acid. And he goes, just do a little bit, and he walked me through it, and he's like the most like caring, nicest guy. And we just sat there and listened to music, and then went outside and like looked at the trees, and it was like the greatest. It was really amazing.
I did it in my friend Sean McKenna, like we were doing coke, and he gave me a tiny piece of paper and said, "Put this under your tongue," and then I asked him what it was. And he said it was acid, and that was my first acid trip. But it turned out okay. And then the second time I did it, I remember being with Friedel, my high school buddy Dave Friedel, who you've met on the show maybe. And we were in Milwaukee, and we were on acid in my house in Milwaukee, and I rented house. I remember like ending the night with like just had this stack of newspapers, and we were going through the Family Circus comics on acid. It was fucking fantastic.
That's good.
It was like, what do you mean? What do you? Why does it matter if Billy spilt his cookies or not? Like I don't know. It just kind of like blows your mind. And then Price is Right comes on, and you're like, what? Price is Right is the most important drug experience that any young American can have.
When Drew first got it, I went on his advice. He's like, hey, go a little high. Go to the audience and watch it high.
I went to a Price is Right taping so high, my mom knew I was high from watching The Price is Right. Because I was in the audience right between two bidders. Yeah. I was like that high.
But you were amazing.
On probably a standard def TV, because this is my mom in the early 2000s.
But you were amazing because
she could still see how red my eyes were and how amazed I was at the savings.
I was sitting right next to you. I was sitting with you, and you were like kind of being like, I don't know if it was weed paranoia or social anxiety, but on the way, like you looked a little tense, like you weren't like, you didn't seem totally comfortable.
No, it's very high, yeah.
And then when people were like yelling out, and like I'm like, damn, like yeah, like you know how much the thing costs, and like and it's like I don't know, like everyone's yelling, and I'm like you can get in there, like also I think I told you mistakenly, the reason why they sit the guests of Drew or whoever right behind the bidders row is because it's actually not a great place to be seen on camera. You must have been right in the hole between.
No, I was. My mom showed me. She put it on DVD. I was like, whoops. I was like, fuck. I looked like a Jim Brewer character. Yeah. But I looked like the Jim Brewer character.
But at one point, Dan got swept into it, and I think they were bidding on the Plinko chips, and they got to know how much this costs or how much that costs. And Dan was like, "It's the kitty litter. It's the kitty litter. It's the kitty litter. It's cheaper." I go, "Tell her, like, it's the kitty litter. Like, the kitty litter. I'm telling you, it's the kitty litter." You started yelling at the kitty litter, and then she won it, and you were so happy. It was really great. It was really, really good.
It is like especially through the lens of like now after the elections and stuff, and now the world that we can see that could happen. Like whereas before it might have been like you're a tool of the state if you're saying it's fun to sit and get high and watch Price is Right, but like unless you're laughing at the capitalism. But now I look back and I go, no, that was a wonderful guppy tank for capitalists. It was like you could be 20 and get high and pretend shop for the same shit. Like when you're that age, you're like you're about to go to Target and comparison shop plungers and stuff. You're going to buy your first plunger and start thinking about this plunger's cheaper, but I might need more later. And it's kind of exciting. Anyways, but I went there high as a grown man, and it was like when the fucking yodeling dude came out, and it was like,
oh man, when Hans comes out. As I told you, because I said like we don't know what's going to happen because you don't know what the games are going to be. But I was like, we're praying that Cliffhanger comes out. Is it Cliffhangers? Cliffhanger, yeah.
Yeah.
And when he came out, you and I think we embraced.
That is some fucking like that was designed by like an SS officer that was trying to exploit THC influence or something. It was like it's an alpine climber, and I'll design the yodels, and like it's all designed to like freak you out if you're high.
But
if you're watching on TV and it's like because Bob Barker would go, well, you thought this? Let's take a look, and there'd be a pause, and then this fucking puppet would go for no reason. There was never any reason for any of the conceits. He'd just be like, let's go to Moon of Savings, and it would only be guessing prices of shit, but there'd be craters.
It's fucking genius. But the one that we went to, she like got the first two like really short. Like Hans didn't do fucking anything. He was still at base camp. And then the second one went a little bit longer, and she missed by a lot. But he like stopped about halfway up. Hans had half the mountain to go with the final thing, and she bid, and it wasn't like the crowd kind of went, "Oh, I don't know about that." And Hans went, and went up, and you and I were just freaking out. And he went right to the fucking last one and stopped on the very edge, and it was bedlam. It's so loud in there because I got to host that for a little while. I announce it like the come on down shit, and like you go home with nightmares in your head because it's like the noise of a Beatles concert, but about kitty litter and plungers.
The most fucked up thing about going to a Price is Right taping, the most fundamentally fucked up thing, is that you're sitting in chairs and your angle of view is so different from the cameras. You have to go like this to remind yourself that there's that linoleum with the 70s flowers on it.
Yeah.
But like it's above your line of sight, and it's like.
That's if only if you're sitting in the first couple rows. Like, the stage is like, yeah.
Humble brag.